Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is build day. And I know you've heard me say this before, but today I've got something a little special. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Gundam Build. Ta-da! Now the build obviously isn't done yet, but this is our first piece. And this is the theme that we're going to be going with today. Now, if you're curious about this case, I did buy it a little while ago off of Newegg. Brand unknown, and it arrived in a box with a bunch of writing that I cannot read. If you're curious about my initial take on this PC, check out the previous video I did where we do the unboxing, and I share my initial pros and cons with you along the way. There were a few of each. Now, what are we going to be putting in here? I'm glad you asked. For a case like this, no simple motherboard will do, which is why we're going with the Asus Z590 Wi-Fi Gundam Edition. Love this box, it's got holograms on it. I mean, check that out. Sorry, shiny things. I don't know which one of these was made first, but they were made for each other. This motherboard is awesome. It matches the white and black theme that we're going for, and these two are just going to blend perfectly. At the heart of this system is going to be the Intel i7-10700K. It's not the newest processor, but the 8 cores and 16 threads will serve us well. For the graphic card, we're going with the Gigabyte RTX 2070. I went with this model specifically to match our build aesthetic. Keeping things cool is going to be the Johnsbo CR1000 EV. White, silver, and RGB, we should have no problem blending in. For the RAM, we're going with 16 gigs of the T-Force Delta RGB RAM. DDR4, 3600 speed, CL18. We're alternating colors back and forth because this is a black and white build. White CPU cooler, black RAM. For storage, we're going with PNY's 1TB M.2 drive. This thing is still plenty fast at Gen 3, and that's what the 10th gen CPUs support, so it works out alright. 20 series GPUs are also Gen 3, just in case you were curious. Powering everything is going to be Thermaltake's smart BM2 650 watt power supply. This power supply is 80 plus bronze rated, semi-modular, and because of the tight spaces in the back of our case, this has flat cables which are really going to benefit. To help tie everything together, we have white cable extensions from Asia Horse. I've started using these a lot and I really like them. It's an inexpensive way to really bring your whole system together. And lastly, assuming I haven't forgotten anything, a pack of white RGB fans from Asia Horse. I think this case takes 6, and I'm pretty sure this pack only has 5, but I've got some extras on the shelf if I need them. Alright, I don't think I forgot anything. It's time to put this thing together and see what we think. Let's get started. Okay, I lied. Before we actually get started, there were a couple things I want to show you that you won't be able to appreciate unless I show you now. A couple little pieces of attention to detail that I just love. First of all, check out the CPU cover. How sweet is that? Secondly, and this is just nice knowing that it's there, look at the back of the motherboard. You would never see this in a finished build, but again, just knowing it's there is awesome. All right, now let me get back to it. Okay everyone, I love how this turned out. If I wasn't a fan before, I sure am now. With everything said and done, let's talk about the pros and cons of this build. Let's start with pros. The case is all metal, light, and not flimsy. The artwork is pretty solid. It's not vinyl decals, it's an actual part of the case, and for what it's worth, looks fairly sharp. The front I/O is nothing less than I would expect and even throws in an extra LED button if you need it. And lastly, I've said this time and time again, I hate a lot of open, dead space inside the case, and this is just fine. The internal layout presents itself really well. As for the cons, aside from the fancy pictures, this case is overpriced. For physically what you're getting, you should be spending at least $30 or $40 less. There are no meaningful air filters. The only one is the magnetic one on top, which looks fine, but that's exhaust. And my biggest complaint is the lack of space behind this panel. I don't even want to take it off to show you because I got everything just right before I closed it. There is a channel that runs along this side right here, and that's where all your cables have to go. If Thermaltake didn't have the flat cables, I have no idea how we would have gotten to our CPU power. Even if there was just half an inch more depth to this case, it would be so much easier to work in. Cable management was awkward and deliberate, and I would never want to do that again. So if this was just a plain computer tower, model, whatever, I would not recommend it. If this is your first time building in a computer, trust me, it's usually not this hard. But if you want this Gundam theme, and you either can't find the other cases or they cost way too much, it's worth a shot. I think the finished product looks amazing. But at this point, I've built a couple computers in my time, so I knew some workarounds. Now just to elaborate on what I was talking about for cable depth in the back, this is the SATA power cable for the Thermaltake power supplies. And as you can see, the cable layout is very thin, which is perfect because that's exactly what we needed. I couldn't run cable extensions to the CPU power because this clasp right here, this connection, was too thick, and the back door would not close. So do I like the finished product? Yeah, I do. Would I build it in again? Probably not unless it was special order. There's not much else to say that hasn't already been said, so I'm gonna let you go. Like, subscribe, find this build and lots of others on social media, and hopefully I'll see you again really soon. Bye.